A sound soul dwells within a sound mind and a sound body.
Your face, you're gonna your face is so big because, hello everybody, welcome to my pod. Your face is so big because you're the only one I could screen read in, so you did that, and legit your entire box, it's just your mouth and eyes being super creepy.
Yes.
I would have it no other way.
That is how we roll on the MangaPod.
Welcome.
It's how we do it. It's how we
it.
do it.
It goes around the world like la-di-da-di-da.
This is a content ID. This is a content ID filter.
My version is so indiscernible that nobody would ever be able to cut an ID because it's so bad. Hello everybody and welcome to MangaPod. We are a weekly podcast in which we all get together after we've read all or part of a manga and then we discuss it with lots of love and friendship and spoilers. I am Erin.
A sound soul dwells within
a
sound mind and a sound.
What did you do? Sorry to everybody that just heard Daz's voice suddenly creep back in.
What did you do, Erin? What did you do?
I forgot to mute the YouTube stream, so all of a sudden your voice just goes, a sound soul resides in sound. It's just creeped in. It was kind of scary. But, what was I saying? Yes, I am Erin of HappiLeeErin, your host. You may notice that there are only 2 of us this week, and if this is your first time joining us, usually there is 4 of us. There are 4.
What are you talking about? We've got our best friend Black Star over here,
wrong way.
And
that
Marker up there.
That way. Black Star is this way.
Oh,
on you. This way for this stream.
It's reversed. I don't know. I live in Australia. It's opposite.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, your directions are weird.
Yeah. We got our best friend over here, Black Star, who's a little bit annoying, and we've got Marker up there, who is studying
smart.
or something.
Is studious. She's super studious and super adorable, which means she fits Brooke's description perfectly. She is the perfect Brooke villain, I believe. As Black Star is the perfect Yoku villain.
I think Black Star is perfect for you.
I believe so as well. But no, we decided, even though there's only 2 of us, we were like, we're doing this anyway because that would have been a month off if we had not decided to stream tonight. It would have been a month of no manga pods, and we did not want to let that happen. I think the first week, both Dazza and Yoku were hella sick, and then the following week, what was it? I think Brooke wasn't gonna be able to make it, or Yoku wasn't gonna be able to make it.
Yoku was working.
Yoku was working, and then I gave blood and then proceeded to pass out for 24 hours. So
good job.
Then I couldn't make it. And then last week was E3, which both Dodger and I were swamped with work at and just didn't have time to do MangaPod. But we are back. We are back, and it's gonna be the best MangaPod ever because obviously Dazza and I are the ones that you only ever come here to see.
Obviously, because Yoku's just drunk all the time. Yeah, I know. Yoku's just drunk all the time, and then Dodgers just sits there and plays with cats.
yeah. We're the only one who contributes anything.
Exactly.
We're just kidding. We love you guys. We love you and we miss you. One day,
really?
We'll all be together. Okay, I'm speaking for myself when I say that I love you and miss you. Dazza has a different story, I'm sure.
I have no sympathy for Dodger, who was right now in Portugal, sitting by the pool.
I know, I'm so jelly. Oh my gosh, all her pictures are amazing. Yes, she is getting a wonderful vacation, and I hope she is enjoying the heck out of it. I'm sure she is. She should be. So, yeah, so you're stuck with our pretty faces tonight. The wonderful duo of Dazza, HappiLeeDAZZA. OTP, friendship OTP, right here. Yes, if you've never joined us for a MangaPod before, what we like to do is give you a short, spoiler-free description of the manga that we read, aka a summary, and then, oh, I really hope that wasn't super loud because my voice squeaked, and like it peaked,
summary!
Like, my own voice peaked. My voice peaked IRL, so I apologize. I apologize.
You just felt the red bar on your own body.
Yeah, it, like, shot up past 0. It was really bad. We like to give you a summary, and then we will give you our spoiler-free recommendations, whether we believe you should spend time going and reading the manga or not. That way, if you want to check out the manga, but do not want to be spoiled for it, you can get a taste for it, and then you can go read it, and then come back and watch the VOD of this on my channel, which you are at right now, youtube.com/HappiLeeErin. There is a playlist with all of the MangaPods in it, so you can go back and check it out, and then join in the chat in the comments down below, comment sections and stuff, you know?
Yeah.
After we give you our spoiler-free description and our spoiler-free recommendations, we will give the countdown, and then we will start talking all super in-depth with spoilers. So you're welcome to stay if you don't care about spoilers. We're not going to kick or force anybody out. It is up to you. You have free will. You have free choice. You're a free person. You know, you can do what you want. But do not say that we didn't warn you.
They have to stay here, no matter what.
No, don't go yandere. Don't go yandere. Dazza, I'm the only one here and I can't handle yandere, Dazza.
It's okay. I won't go full yandere. I'll just have a few people.
No! No, a few is too many. Murder is never okay. No. Yes, so then we will let you guys know when spoiler free happens, but you also, in terms of spoilers, we read, let me tell you what we read this week, by the way. We haven't said it. We're already like 7
what is it, Aaron? It's not like there's like words everywhere saying that you read Soul Eater.
Listen, I'm just saying maybe people don't read. Maybe they're just here to listen. Maybe they're not hired to read, you know? You know what I'm saying?
That could be a thing.
Yeah. We read Soul Eater volumes 1 through 4, chapters 1 through 15. So please,
0 through 15.
0 through 15. I'm gonna go in and adjust that title right now. Thumbnail can stay. It's fine. I know. I was confused about that. There we go. Save. Can I save while I'm live? Can I save while I'm live? Can I save while I can?
Yeah.
So we read volumes 1 through 4, chapters 0 through 15. Please, please, please do not. Since we did not read all of it, we only read part, please, oh, doggies, please do not post any spoilers for anything past chapter 15 or for the anime, because there are people in the, because there are people in the chat as well as us who may not, I mean, I've seen the anime. I have not read all of the manga, and I know that the manga is different from the anime after a certain point. So please, please, please do not post any of those spoilers in the chat. Our lovely mod, Ian, does not, I don't think he's read or seen Soul Eater, so don't even joke about posting a spoiler in there, because he may not know the difference. He will give you a warning, and then you will be banned, and unfortunately, there's no way right now for us to unban people. So, wow, the dogs are just going crazy. There's no way for us to unban people. So please just be careful and don't be a rotten bacon butt. Don't even joke to be a rotten bacon butt. We take rotten bacon butts very seriously.
Mark is a titan.
No. Dazza! Get out! Stop it. Yeah, okay. Welcome to MangaPod. It's just the HappiLeeErin show, bitches.
Anyway, let's get into the spoiler-free description.
Our doctor has a description, please.
Marka is a weapon meister determined to turn her partner, a living scythe named Soul Eater, into a powerful... dying here, I'm going to spit.
Oh, wow.
Into a powerful death scythe, the ultimate weapon of death himself. Charged with the task of collecting and devouring the tainted souls of 99 humans and 1 witch, Marka and her fellow meisters strive to master their weapons as they face off against the bizarre and dangerous minions of the underworld. But the Meister's own personal quirks may prove a bigger obstacle than any sultry enchantress.
You kind of turned into a musical halfway there.
Hey.
Personal quirks. Soul Eater and Marka.
Just hands off.
Yes, great, perfect. Okay, so that is it for spoiler-free summary. We are going to give you our spoiler-free recommendations. I can go first if you would like, unless Dazza, you would like to. Okay.
No, ladies first.
I 100% recommend this manga. I absolutely adore it. I do not think it is the perfect manga, but I think, like, I do think it has, like, I have criticisms of it, and I think it definitely has its flaws in terms of the storytelling, but I absolutely adore the art style. I adore the characters, and I am really interested in how the characters' relationships progress, and the villain is a very good villain in my opinion too. So I highly recommend it if you're looking for a action fantasy series, and it's got very quirky art, very quirky characters, and a really intriguing, interesting story too. So I recommend it. I know Dodger. Dodger. I know that she highly recommends this manga. She's read it 2 or 3 times through. She loves it so much. So I know that she recommends it. I don't know what Yoku's rating is. I didn't ask him.
He was drunk. We couldn't ask him.
He's just always drunk.
See, you know, there's a problem when Yoku's sober. That's the problem.
It's just a problem. I feel so bad for any house he's working on.
That's why it takes him so long to do it. It's because he's always... Anyway, Soul Eater, I prefer the anime for Soul Eater.
Ooh.
I'm just going to say that.
That's interesting.
That's
really interesting.
I don't particularly... I like the story of it, but I don't like the way it's presented in the manga. I think that the anime was the better version of it. The story in the anime wasn't as great, but the rest of it was better, I thought.
Huh. That's interesting. See, I considered, like, this isn't a spoiler, I considered them pretty equally thus far. Like, I thought they were pretty neck and neck. But there's one part in the manga that I was sad was not the same as it was in the anime.
We'll get into that.
But we'll get into that.
Yeah.
I don't know why I'm talking like that.
See, they would be equal for me, except one, they have different art. That's probably the biggest thing for me.
They do have, yeah. The art has, like, base similarities, but there is, like, a difference.
Huge differences, I think.
It's been so long since I've seen the anime that I can't remember too much. Like, I remember, like, the very basic things, but I don't know if I would be able to, like, critically compare the two because it's been so long since I've seen the anime. Does that make sense?
That's fair enough. Yeah.
So, yes. So, that is as spoiler-free as this MangaPod is gonna get. Let's dive in to our spoilers after I'll count it down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Soul is God! I like Soul. I like Soul being God.
I think Shinigami's God.
Shinigami makes more sense, though. I understand that. Yes. So let's talk about what we usually do. I ask the question, what were you expecting, or what were your expectations of the manga before you read it? So, Adaza, what were your expectations of the manga before you read it?
I expected Soul Eater. I know.
Oh, I thought you were saying that negatively and I was confused.
No, I was expecting Soul Eater because, you know, it's Soul Eater.
Oh, okay.
I can safely say I've seen the anime, so
yeah,
I watched that first. So when it's just like, oh, read the manga, it's like, it's the manga of the anime I've already seen.
Yeah, exactly. Like, the part that I don't think this will that spoil the anime if I say what I'm about to say? That's what
you can about to say. I'm many things, Erin, but not a mind reader. Not
what?
Yet.
What?
Ow.
I was gonna say, I was gonna say that. No, I'm not gonna say it. I won't say it.
You have to say it now.
Okay, anybody who does not want a potential spoil, cross your ears off. Just shut them off. Just cross them off. Just put an X through them. X means they no longer work. Yeah, there you go.
Just mute them and it's all fine.
Just do a little screw. Do a sign twist. The sign twist. Yeah, that's in your dance move. All the hot clubs are busting that out right now.
Anyway, what are we going to say?
I was going to say, what we read is pretty identical, similar to what is in the first part of the manga, or of the anime. Like, they're pretty similar. So anything, like, up to like what we read in the like manga, we've seen in the anime. So I don't remember why I thought that was gonna be a spoiler, but there you go. Uncrank it. Uncrank it.
Except I was sad because Excalibur was different.
Excalibur! Yes. Yes. I was so mad. I was like, where is my line? When I knew that we were going to be reading Soul Eater, the one thing I was looking forward to the most, other than Kid, was Excalibur. And his chapter was so short. He said fools one time. He said fool one time. And fool is just like the most memorable thing. Like, David and I quote that all the time. Like, people don't understand, but they'll do something and I'll just be like, fool! And people don't understand, but I know, and it makes me laugh. And so it made me so sad that it was like hardly even expanded on. It was so sad.
Yeah, it just seemed like a throwaway.
Those are my feelings.
Apparently the second time Excalibur comes into the anime, it's filler, so...
Yep. Oh, it is? I don't know why I agreed with that, actually knowing. I just jumped.
It's like, yeah!
Yeah!
Wait. Fool!
Gosh, he is so funny. Like, I was so bummed. Like,
there are lots of things that I have to say about Excalibur, but funny is not one of them.
No. I mean, like, that whole scene is, like, hilarious. Like, in the anime, like, the presentation of that scene and, like, voice acting and writing and delivery of everything in that scene is hilarious. Like, it's one of those, staple anime scenes that I distinctly remember laughing my butt off when I was watching it. Like, I have such a good memory of it.
His backstory, I have to admit, is quite funny.
Yeah.
Which we didn't get any of.
I love that he's the author of his own. Like, they're just like,
it's like,
who wrote this?
Who wrote this? It was you. You want an autograph?
It's like, I don't want an autograph. It's like, I was so bummed that it wasn't longer.
I like the fairy. I think the fairy is funny.
The faces.
It's like, oh, we're here to see Excalibur. So did you meet him?
So good. That is one thing that I love. I absolutely adore about Soul Eater is the humor. I forgot to mention that in my recommendation, but the humor in it is so good. It's so witty. I love it, especially with Death the Kid. Like, Death the Kid's entire being incapable of functioning if things aren't perfectly symmetrical is so interesting, because it could have been so dumb, but he's just so over the top and dedicated to it. It's not just like, here's this funny quirk that I've given to this character for the lulz. It's like, this character is this quirk, but he also has his own personality, and it's just, he owns it. It's so funny. Death the Kid is my favorite character. He steals every single scene he's in my opinion.
I think the funniest part was, I can't remember. There was something he was doing, and it was like he was being like super, and then he's just like, he's killed over. And it's just like, why? Because it's not symmetrical.
Oh, there was the part after him and Blackstar and Soul fought, and Soul happened to cut his hair off, and like he's all badass, and then he just passes out and like spews blood, and they're like, he was in the hospital for 21 days after he just enrolled in school. He was so traumatized.
See, I think that was false, because we never actually saw him.
I know, that was like just an intro. That was one thing I was like, there was sometimes where the
manga lied to us.
There was sometimes where I wondered if it was a translation error, or if the mangaka forgot how he was pacing stuff. Because there was like one time, what was it? I'm trying to remember what part it was that, like, I think it was after Soul was put in the hospital. Like, Stein was having a conversation with Maka, and he said, oh, yesterday this thing happened. Whereas a few scenes before that, they had said that it'd been like 3 days or a few days or something. And I was like, your timing's a little off. What is math? What is math?
It's just MangaPod math. That's all it is. MangaPod math.
MangaPod math. Oh my god, that reminds me. I found this shirt online that I really need. This is off topic, but it has to do with math. And it said, I have a lot of problems, but I'm not sure exactly how many, because math is one of them. And I was like, I need this. Inside jokes.
Just
But
whatever.
I absolutely adore that, like, with kids' whole needing things to be symmetrical, how it is like debilitating to him at points where he like he'll stop in the middle of a chase, he'll stop in the middle of a battle if something catches him off guard, or like it increases his chance of being a badass in battle if something is something becomes unsymmetrical. Like the fact
like
that
his first chapter.
Yeah, like the fact that he had to go home and make sure that the picture frame was even with the floor. and Patty and Liz are just like, what the fuck?
They're just like, oh, okay, Death. Oh.
Like, oh.
He's gone.
Or the toilet paper. There's so many good scenes. Like, and that's just one example of the mangaka's humor, like the delivery. The delivery of a lot of the humor is really good. Like, there's also the test chapter. The chest chapter.
Oh, I like the chest chapter.
The chest chapter. Test chapter. Neither one of us said that right.
There is no chest chapter. Well, I suppose
the chest chapter.
You've got Spark.
Did you notice how, like, the fan service was suddenly very toned down from, like, the first 3 chapters? Like, the first, like, 3 or 4 chapters.
It was sad.
You were sad that the women weren't being objectified anymore.
I was. Damn it, equality and all that.
God
damn it.
Damn it. It's almost like it wasn't adding anything to the story.
Damn it.
Damn it.
I need my plot.
I mean, you've got Blair. You've got Blair through the entire thing.
Yeah, but she's a cat.
But she's got nice tits for a pussy.
Moving on.
But yes, the test chapter is one of my favorites. Like, that was another, like, talking about the Excalibur episode in the anime, that was another moment in the anime that I was really looking forward to reading in the manga, because there were so many beautiful moments in that. Like, there's Patty making her test into a giraffe and getting points for it.
I like that. It's just like, apparently that weird giraffe thing actually means something.
there's Black Star who tries to steal the test and is put in the front as an example, and then Soul thinks he's giving him an answer, and he's just writing his name.
His name in blood, and he's just like, and then Soul's like, I know how you autograph your name.
Soul's just like going crazy. And then Death the Kid, who doesn't get like any points because he ripped it and just like
he's just like, it's not correct, and he just kills over again.
He just like dies. It's the best thing.
I think we've actually killed Erin. She's just dying of laughter.
It's so funny.
Oh.
But yes, the humor in Soul Eater is fantastic.
It is. It's probably one of its biggest highlights. Mm-hmm. And it just doesn't take itself too seriously, but it does take itself seriously at times, which is really good.
Yeah. When it does,
if that made sense.
Yeah, the flow from comedy to the serious aspects is very well done. Like, you have the serious side of things with the
like Medusa and
Medusa
witches,
and Soul and Maka's relationship, like their dynamic, and the darkness that is currently like being set into that with the whole black butt.
Yes. Yeah.
Damn.
Yes.
The whole
black butt is taking over the body.
The black butt's taking over the bodies. They're soul resonance.
Damn it, Sid. Damn it.
The black butt. The whole thing with that is very, very intriguing and interesting as well. There was I want to ask you, what are your thoughts on the pacing and like the ability of how has their relationships grasped you or like engaged you? Like, do you feel like they're too fast paced? Do you feel like there hasn't quite been enough build up for them, or like what's your opinion on like relationships with Soul and Maka? Let's talk about Soul and Maka specifically.
Yeah, I really like their relationship. I think it really. I think the really shows like it shows their home life, how they act at home, and it shows their relationship from a living perspective, but then as partners as well, and the whole soul resonance coming together, having to work together, and then building trust with each other.
Yeah,
I think it's like it's a stark contrast to like the first chapter where you just see them fighting and not having this proper relationship. But I think as manga went on, their relationship got a lot more deeper and a lot more involved, and you can really see that they do care for each other, but they've just got different ways of showing it. Like you've got Soul, who is Soul, and then you've got Maka, who is really studious and just wants to be stronger for Soul, but doesn't understand Soul himself, if that makes sense.
Yeah. No, is more interested in the idea of becoming stronger for Soul than she is in becoming stronger with Soul. Like
it's more of a I think like we're at the moment we're at, it's more of a they've kind of worked out that they have to work as a team to become stronger, that they just can't work by themselves individually. And I think that's one of the biggest problems Black Star has as well.
Yes.
That he thinks that he can be the strongest guy in the world, but to be honest, he needs Tsubaki for that.
Yeah.
I think the person who pretty much understands that the best is Death the Kid.
Yes, Death the Kid, like, because they were talking about the relationship between Pat, Liz, and Kid, is they have admiration for each other. They have respect for each other. Like, they've taken the time to, like, understand one another and work with each other. And
it's not just them admiring Kid either. It's like a dual admiration. And they've got they like each other for certain reasons, and they admire them. Like Kid admires Liz and Patty for being strong and willful, while they admire him for being classy and determined. And it's this mutual respect that makes them be as strong as they are, whereas the other characters don't really have that yet. I mean, I think Black Star and Tsubaki have it probably the best.
Yeah.
But I think Soul and Maka just don't have it yet, and now we've got the black blood.
That's two.
And I think that's kind of clouding Soul's judgment as well.
Yeah.
Because you got this like demon inside of you say, "Hey, you want to get stronger? Just follow me." And Soul's just like, "But I don't want to follow you. You're scary. You've got a weird pointy nose thing. You look like a mosquito."
He is the. Actually, I'm gonna put a pin in that and come back to it because I want to keep talking about the character relationships. I absolutely adore the relationships in Soul Eater because they're very well written. The dynamics of them are all very believable, and what I also really like about it is, especially with Soul and Maka, like it doesn't appear like it's a romantic thing. Like it's not. Like, it could be, like, it could become that, I don't know, but, like, at the moment, it's just about really good friendship, and, like, maybe not even that, just, like, the relationship between the two of them, and their dynamic, and their chemistry, and, like, having to learn how to work with each other, and I adore, like, the little things that they do for each other that show how they like each other, like,
I think, like you said, it's a very good friendship.
Yeah.
And that's about it.
Yeah. I don't see romance in there. And that's something that I like because it's not forcing romance into the relationship. Like, it's showing that a guy and a girl, or a meister and a weapon can be friends. Like, that I find that people have a much harder time writing friendship relationships between members of the opposite sex sometimes than they do writing, like, romance. And so it's a very well done, and that's how it is with all of the characters. Like, they're very well written dynamics, and like they're just written as people in like camaraderie and like friendship and like not in relationships and like not written as the point of view of like trying to weasel like romance into there just for the purpose of having it. And
it's not even like fake romance. There is nothing there. Like there is one spot where I think Blair was saying, why don't you like come with me and be my lover and all this kind of stuff. Yeah. And then Mark was like, but Sol, and Sol was like, but why would I want someone with small tits like you? And just those kind of lines and the way Marco reacts to him just shows that it's a friendship.
Yeah.
Because if it was anything more than that, it would be handled so much differently. And they're bros. They're like super bros together, and they bro fist all the time. And
I love it.
It's cool. It's cool.
I love it. Death Kid. Soul Eater has some of the relationships that like whenever I think about them, I'm just like, yeah, those are some of the best written relationships I've like read. Really well done. And I really appreciate the mangaka's ability to write those as good as they are written. As they are written. Because Tsubaki and Black Star, to talk about them, they have a really interesting relationship. Like, it's obviously very, very different than both. And that's the other thing. Like, all of the three main groups, they all have very different relationships.
Yeah, definitely.
But all of them are, like, going towards the same end goal. And it just shows you that everybody's different. And, like, everybody has a different way of doing things and a different way of achieving things. And so, like, Tsubaki and Black Star, obviously Tsubaki has that personality where she's much more timid. She wants to take care. Like, she puts herself out there to adjust to other people. Like, that doesn't mean she loses herself, but she's just one of the people that adapts to other people's personalities a lot easier. Whereas Black Star has a very, very pushy, out there personality. Very, very, like...
I think he's just arrogance incarnated.
Yes, basically. He's got a much shinier personality.
That's a nice way of putting it.
Much brighter. Yeah. And so
you could say he's a star.
I absolutely love how whenever they say Black Star, they make sure to put the little star in there. Like, there's one point where Tsubaki's like whispering, and so it's like over a three speech bubble thing, and it's like Black Star. I was like, this is amazing. I love it. Yeah, so like theirs is a relationship that you're like, how the hell does this work? And then you understand them a little bit more and you see that there's a reason why it works, and like it is working. And Black Star has a admiration for Tsubaki. Like, he wants to protect her and he wants to be her friend, which is shown in the chapter when Tsubaki goes to face off against her brother. Like, he believes in her, like, he trusts in her, he has full faith in her, in that he knows that she will come back. I sit there and just talk to her and wait for her because he trusts her and he has faith in her, and she has faith in him too. Yeah, and he was protecting her, and she shares that same amount of faith in Black Star. Like, that same, she trusts him, she believes like he's gonna do what he says. She has full faith, and so there's just this mutual there's a mutual trust there that is very vital to the relationship, that I think is also displayed in it's displayed in Kid, Liz, and Patty's relationship as well, whereas it's a lot shakier in Soul and Maka's. Like, it has a little bit of a start right now, but I think that's kind of what is working, like what is building up there.
Definitely. And it all works with souls as well, like not just Soul as in soul, but souls.
Yeah, that gets like, confusing.
Yeah, it's like you've got Soul Eater, then you've got Soul, and then you've got Soul Eater.
And then you have Soul eating the souls, and you're just like,
just like souls everywhere. You know, you got souls on the shoes and on the feet, and it's just confusing.
And then sometimes the souls step on the souls, and then Soul Eater is wearing souls on his shoe.
And then the souls get eaten by the souls, and then,
Oh my god.
Then you got human, Keishan, and
my brain!
You'd say it's solid.
Oh god. That was too good. I had to give you that.
Anyway, what was I saying?
Fist. Yeah, that was good.
Anyway, it really shows, like, when the souls don't work together, when the personalities don't match. Like, they could be best friends. But if the souls don't match well, then they can't fight together. And that's shown not only by Black Star trying to wield soul, because they're just souls just like clash, pff, bam.
And he couldn't like pick him up. He's like, ah!
How he was so heavy? It's like, well, Marco does it. How can't
me
you?
around all the time.
And you got Marco, who's like this teeny girl, and then Black Star's like
ripped.
And then you've got Marco and Soul later on, where her hands start burning, holding Soul himself.
Yeah, after their test, their extra training, the resonance.
I think that is really interesting, because it doesn't, because they were still nice to each other, they were still friendly and civil, and you're just like, oh, what's the problem here?
Yeah.
But you kind of have this more deeper level of understanding of just their characters and their relationships as that. And I think most of the manga is based off internal relationships with other people, because then you've also got like Stein and Spirit as well, Marco's dad.
Yeah.
And that's a whole other combination of relationships, but that's still a relationship. Yeah. It may be a very cut up relationship, you know, and we could dissect it all day. But I think it's very interesting that he could still wield Spirit, while Spirit being very apprehensive, let's just say, of Stein.
Yeah. Yeah, it's very interesting, the whole relationship dynamic and who can like work with who. I absolutely love it. Which I think if those relationships, like, obviously the entire story is based off of how well done those relationships are. Like, if those relationships didn't shine and were not as polished and well written as they are, the story would suffer hugely for it. Like, this would not, like, the necessity to have the plot be intriguing is because of those relationships. I think, personally. But let's talk about Stein and Spirit. Like, not necessarily together, but like, they're pretty cool. I love Stein. Stein is also a fantastic character, I think.
I think Stein's probably one of my favorites, just because of how malicious he is.
Yes.
But not evil malicious.
Yeah. Just kind of ruthless and creepy.
On the I don't know if you've seen that 9x9 chart where it's like lawful good, unlawful good, then chaotic good, and it's got like different character archetypes.
Oh no, I haven't seen that. I would love to though.
It's not of Solar, it's just in general with characters.
Oh, okay. And,
yeah, and I could definitely see Stein being like chaotic good. Mm-hmm. Whereas Spirit is like lawful, neutral good.
I would say neutral good. Yeah.
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 I mean, then there's other stuff I can say about Stein, but I think I'll leave that there.
Yeah. Stein.
There's a lot of other. Yeah.
Yeah, like Stein is, like, I don't know. I can't for the life of me remember how I felt about it in the anime. So I was trying to figure out if, like, when I first was introduced to Stein, if I thought if I knew right away that he was going to end up being a good guy, or if it was one of those things that I, like, was, like, thrown for when they were like, oh, it's just a test. Like, I can't remember which way.
See, I think it was pretty obvious it was all just a test.
I feel like it was pretty obvious, but I didn't want to just be like, oh, you know, it's what I thought the first time. But I didn't know. But yeah.
See, I was just like, oh, it's just a test. I mean, why would Shinigami-sama be like, oh yeah, go to like X teachers' places and stuff like that? It was a little obvious.
That's true. That's true.
But
he's fantastic. He's so
good. I think Stein is definitely the most intriguing character of the series. He's not as he's got a very deep and dark personality that hasn't been fully realized just yet.
Yeah, but we've definitely seen, like, creeps of it. Like, we've seen little bursts of it.
Like when he was about to be tempted by Medusa in the party.
Yep.
That was all.
He definitely has, there's definitely something in him that is darker and a little bit more, it's as equally manipulative as, like, could be manipulated, if that, like, there is some kind of, it's his endless curiosity. Like, his curiosity could be very dangerous in that he wants to know more about Medusa, but there's the danger there. But he's got such a curious personality that I think he is willing to, like, step forward a little bit more. But that's just, like, his endless curiosity about, like, the world and everything. Yeah. And, like, he wanted to dissect an going extinct bird so that he knew about it before it went extinct.
That was funny. Mark is just like, Mark's like, you know that bird's going to extinct, and he's like, well, lucky I got one right now before they did.
And then there's like, no. But yeah, I absolutely adore Stein. He is one of my favorite characters as well. On
the other hand, Spirit though, I like Spirit, but I think he serves just a comedic purpose more than anything. I think while there's a little bit of death, being like, oh, I'm Marcus' dad, I had to divorce because I cheated, but it's played for laughs most of the time.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, there is sometimes where it's played coolly, like when they're in the church and they come in and it's just like, whoa, and being all cool, but you don't really see that often.
Yeah. Yeah. I would agree with that. Like, most of the times it seems like it's a throwaway for the laugh. And I had the same problem with the anime where I was like, you could take this and, like, I understand, like, one of Soul Eater's strongest assets is its comedy. But that is, I think, of the comedy, that and, like Blair, too, are the weakest. Like, they're cheap. It seems very cheap. And I think, like, with how well Soul Eater can handle and deliver heavier scenes, like, it could use those to the advantage of building the characters just as easy as it's using them as throwaway jokes. And so that could be like, that is an interesting part to Maka's development. Like, she obviously idolizes her mom and, like, admires her mother, who we haven't, like, really heard too much about, but we do know, like, that she is a very strong Meister. She's able to handle, like, she was the Meister to her dad to Maka's dad. And so it's like, we obviously understand that Maka has a great appreciation for her mom. We just don't know where she is. But instead of using that towards Maka's personality, it always just seems like a cheap, like, laugh to get rid of. And that kind of bums me out at times.
Yeah, there's even scenes where Blair and Spirit are together. Yeah. And you think, oh, wow, we're going to give, like, huge character development between the two. And then it's just the same joke over again. Yeah. Just the same joke. It makes me sad. It makes me really sad.
Yeah, because there is a potential there for that to be used to further the plot or character along, and it's never. Like, and it makes Blair seem so worthless. Like, Spirit definitely has his moments where he's used, like, him as a weapon is awesome. Like, him in fight scenes and him when he's with Shinigami, like, he is awesome. Like, he's really interesting in that way, but then when he, like you were saying, but, like, with Blair, she's, like, there's legitimately...
I have kids!
I got boobs! They pop out sometimes, but I'm a lost little cat! I'm like...
Sometimes. Okay, I think majority of her chapters is just her naked in front of Soul's face.
And it's just, like... I get, like, I mean, nothing wrong with fan service. It's fine. But, like, when you have a story that, I don't know, it's just one of those things that brings it down for me a little bit because it has the potential there to make her, like, a more interesting character. Whereas now she just seems to take up space. Because it could. Yeah,
she's basically like a cat.
She is a cat.
Well, she's basically they don't do much.
Maybe it's a huge, it's a huge, like, meta thing that the mangaka did. He's like, oh, yeah, I made her a cat because she's legit here just to take up space.
I mean, she's cute, and she's entertaining at times, but other than that...
I like that Sakura jumped up right as you were saying that. She's so fluffy. She's so fluffy. Oh, she's so cute. I don't know if chat can see it, but she is adorable. I see her. But yeah, so that would be amazing. I would accept that as a reason for the mangaka. She's just legit just some meta thing. But no, like, she is one of those that there's potential there and it got let down. Like, it was wasted. Yeah. Moving on, let's talk about Krona.
Krona. There's lots of things I can say about Krona, but I don't really want to say them, or really can.
We can't say them yet. There's a lot, like, we barely... Yeah, oh yeah. we have barely touched on them yet. Like, there hasn't been too much revealed, and you think at first you're like, what are they talking about? Like, I know a lot about Krona. Like, you see he's kind of like something I know, I'm sorry. I'm used to like
no,
in
it's
the anime they call him a guy, but in the manga, that's why I'm stumbling. In the anime they call him a guy, but in the manga it's not defined. Like, it's undefined.
Well, I think in the dub it was defined.
Was
just
it
because
only in the dub? I watched the dub of it, but
in the Japanese, they normally call him Ore, or call it Ore, which typically means guy.
Yeah.
But sometimes doesn't.
It's more ambiguous, right?
It depends on the context, and the context of Krona it's undefined. It's just like don't know. And Krona is a very interesting character because she is very timid and is overtaken by the Ragnarok.
Yeah.
Of which we don't know much about yet either. We don't really know much about Krona yet either. Mm-mm. We just know that they can't talk to girls very well and that they're being controlled by Medusa.
Yeah, so we don't know very much. Like, we've just scratched the surface of Krona's character. I am, like, when Krona first appeared in the anime, and it's the same with the manga, I was incredibly intrigued because Krona's a very different character. Like, the way Krona talks, the way Krona acts, like, the thing with Ragnarok, like, all of that is just a very contrast character to everything that we've seen before that, like all of the other characters. And so Krona is it's definitely one of the most intriguing characters for me. Like,
there's definitely
Krona's up there with Stein in terms of intrigue, like character intrigue, I think.
Definitely. I think Krona is the most mysterious character, I think.
Yes. Especially
because we don't
how much we read.
Yeah, like, with what we've read, it's just basically Krona does this, Krona talks with Medusa, but you can always feel there's, like, some hidden backstory as well. It's not just one-dimensional, it's just the bad guy controlled by the evil witch. There's this sense of something else behind the work of what's going on.
Yeah.
That we haven't seen yet. Krona wasn't always like this, or Krona is being mind controlled, or there's something else. I think.
Who is Krona? Is the big
basically
the $1 million question. So
yes,
we are coming up on almost an hour here, so let's talk about art. Let's talk about art, and then we'll give our final thoughts and ratings. So let's talk about art, because you have feelings about the art. I would like to hear them.
I bought the first manga volume of Soul Eater years ago because it's Soul Eater. You know, I really like the anime, so I was going to buy the manga because I heard that was a lot better, or in story at least. And the first 4 chapters, the art is absolutely horrible.
I would say it's not. I wouldn't say it's horrible. I would say it's very standard. I wouldn't
standard?
Say like, it's standard in the way that it's like, I can you understand what's going on. It's minimum. It's very minimum that you can understand what's going on. There's no real character in the art. It's very, like, there. Like, there's no real, like, specific style in it, I don't think. I don't think it's horrible, though.
I disagree. Like, I think there's too much style in it, and that's its problem. I think, like, you see the faces, and you've got, like, Marker with, like, a squished face. It looks like an oval, and you've got Soul with, like, eyes weirdly shaped. And, you know, I think the biggest problem with the art at the start is that it knows what it is too much. And I think the manga's just like, I really want it to be like this. And I can kind of understand that for the first 3 chapters because they were released really weirdly.
Yeah.
They were released as one-shots, like all 3 of them.
Which is very easy to tell when you're like reading through a big chunk of
Yeah.
it. You can easily tell that, yeah.
And then did you just burp?
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
And then they made it in a series after that because it was popular, obviously.
Yeah. Still very popular.
Yeah, Solid is like one of the most popular shows. There's a series running right now called Solid or Not.
Yeah. Exactly.
But I think at the start the art was just, I just didn't like it. I frankly I just didn't like the art. I thought better as it went on, personally, because it was less stylized, like with the characters. I think the backgrounds and the like atmosphere is amazing.
Yes.
Like the whole
The
sun,
the moon. Yeah.
and the style is really nice. It's just the characters, I just don't like how they're drawn. Like I said, it does get better, and when they're in London, I really noticed. That's when I really noticed it was a bit different.
Yes.
But I think cat, no, good. I've got a green screen up, and
Oh.
like she climbs on it, and then it falls on top of her, and it's really funny. Oh, now she's jumping around playing with a towel. Okay.
Sounds like a cat.
Yeah. So that's why I prefer the anime, because the art is more consistent, and I think the anime's art is amazing. Like the animation is so good.
Art.
But like that's just my opinion. It's fully, that's the art. Not like it is fully like a personal thing.
Yeah. Oh.
Like
yeah.
I wouldn't say it's horrible. Well, I did say it was horrible.
I know. I was
no, I wouldn't say it's terrible art, because I know some people really like the stylistic, like really stylistic. It's just, I think I didn't like it too much.
That's
It
understandable.
just it looked too unrealistic for me,
Yeah.
and it just took me away from the story and stuff.
That makes sense. I personally, I do agree that the art at the beginning was really rough, but I personally really liked the like long arms, the like really like loosely drawn kind of body, like just how long like their limbs were, and the kind of like fluid, like they felt a little bit less fluid, a little less solid, if that makes sense at times. Like it felt like there was a lot of like, and it kind of just reminded me of like the souls that they drew that are like in the anime, how they were kind of like, I don't even know if I'm explaining this very well, but they didn't feel like super solid, and I really liked that art style, and because I felt that it gave the atmosphere, it set the atmosphere really well, like the creepiness that the manga could have. Like I thought that added to it, especially later on, like as the art, I did think the art definitely got better, and then as later on, like the black butt demon, that part, like his whole intro and the entire all between the whole and him, and then also like when Medusa's face goes really creepy, or just the style of it is it's kind of, and like also when there was a part with Medusa and Stein where I think it was during this where they like, it was just like a black cutout. It was almost like a puppet show. Like there's times where like parts of the art feel like a puppet show, like a kid cutout puppet show, and I think that adds to the like I love that style, that stylized of it. Like I feel like it gives it a very distinct art style, and I'm able to tell like what's going on and everything, and so I really enjoy like reading it. Like it's very intriguing for me. Like it catches my eyes, I think, because of how like different and distinct it is. And so I really like the art style. I wouldn't say it's I do prefer the anime art style over the manga art style. I was kind of disappointed that the manga art style wasn't as close to the anime art style as I was expecting it to be, but I did appreciate it for what it was, in that I didn't feel like it, like at the beginning I felt it was kind of like, but then I felt as it went, it found a little bit more, and it kind of like just settled in to this creepy style, and I really liked that. So
I think I know that apparently the manga actually changed the style as the manga went on and made it more like the anime style.
Okay.
Just because he was just like, oh, this actually looks nice. I might keep it like this instead.
Yeah.
So I think, I don't know, that's an interesting tidbit. It's interesting.
Yeah, that is interesting. I agree. That's cool. Really quick, we'll give final thoughts and ratings. Mitten State 25 said, didn't Aaron want to talk about the little black blood demon though? The thing I wanted to say about him was his entrance for some reason creeped the crap out of me. Like, I don't know why, but just the way his eyes are and his teeth are really creepy to me. And so he just was really, I didn't like him very much. Like, he definitely set out to be creepy, and he was creepy, and I didn't like, that was one part where the art style really stood out and like really was really definitive. But I just wanted to say that he creeped me out. That's all I wanted. I just wish we saw more of him. Yeah. To be honest. I wish we had read to a point where we would be able to see more of him.
Well, it's not just that. It's like in the anime, you kind of saw a little bit more of that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Whereas in this, it was just kind of like, come with me, soul, and do that, and it's just like, that's it. Like, it was definitely creepy, but you just didn't get the characterization of the black blood.
It didn't feel as ominous in the manga as it did in that. And I think something that really helps with that part in the anime is the sound design. The sound design of those scenes in the anime are so brilliant and so good. Yeah. So, okay, let's give our final thoughts and ratings. Shall we, Dazza? You go first, since I gave my recommendation first. Okay.
I like Soul Eater. I love Soul Eater. Soul Eater is probably one of my favorite franchises in the entire world. The story is fantastic. The characters are fantastic. The humor is funny, which is what humor is supposed to do.
Yeah, sorry.
And and I really like Soul Eater, but for what we've read and the fact that the art doesn't, I don't think the art isn't as good as what I've seen previously in the franchise. I think probably around a 7.
7
would be, yeah.
I would give it. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, a 7. And enjoyment would be about a 9 because I really enjoyed what we read, though.
Yeah, I was gonna give it. Before I give my rating, I was gonna say we didn't talk about Medusa, like, at all. So I feel really sad about that. But I like Medusa. Just to touch on her really quick, well, no, not Medusa. Is that her name? Fuck.
Medusa Sensei.
Medusa Sensei. Yeah, it is Medusa. For some reason, that sounded wrong. But I really like her. I am excited, like, to see more of her. Like, sometimes her seemed a little flimsy at times, but her character itself has really been established as kind of terrifying and lethal. Yeah. And so I really like that about her. I wish I had touched on her sooner, but I like her from what we've read so far.
I like the way I like just the world around her. It's all vector shaped and it's all triangles and it's all snaky, and I really like that the mangaka kind of made her, just not made her a character, but made her something within a world. Mm-hmm. Yeah. You know, it's like that's, I think, one of the coolest stylistic things that I've probably ever seen. Yeah. It's just her character.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because her character is the world around her. Everything that she's involved in is very... Yeah. So yeah, I just wanted to talk about her really quick. But my rating for it is I'm going to give it a 7.5 for all of the same reasons that Dazza did. Like, I agree 100% with Dazza. I think that, except for the art, like, I enjoyed the art a little bit more, which is why I'm giving it a 0.5 and not just a 7. But I adore Soul Eater through and through. Like, I adored the anime. I had qualms with the anime, especially the latter half, but I adored it, and I adore the manga just as much. I think the characters are fantastically written, and I think the relationships they have been written into are also fantastically done. And I think that it takes a really good writer to write the kind of dynamics that are happening in this manga, and I really appreciate that. And I think that the humor in it is fantastic. It's witty, and it's what it's even better at doing. Most of the humor. Like, there's some of the, like I was saying, like, a little bit lower with the jokes that, like, with Maka's dad and Blair, like, some stuff, like, is very missed. But the humor, for the most part, in it, like, you saw me earlier, like, just break down in laughter. Like, it's some of the best delivered humor I've seen in an anime, and gotta give props for that. And it stays very consistently, and it does a very good job of flowing from that humor into serious scenes, into action scenes, and, like, the characters are very defined. Like I said, like, Kid, Stein, all of them are very quirky and very interesting, and just a lot of fun to read about and just explore and, like, go on the adventure with them. So I'm gonna give it what we read. I think I'm gonna up it to an 8 or an 8.5, because as I was talking, I was like, it deserves higher than that. So I'm gonna give, like, what we've read, I'm gonna give it an 8 for now. But that's how I feel.
You can't change your score, Erin. You can't change it.
I am the host. I can do what I want.
Fine.
I'm giving it an 8. You know what, Dazza? I'm giving it an 8.5 just to spite you. I give it an 8 critically and an 8.5 out of spite.
Fine.
Spite, because I do love it so much. It's great. It is fantastic. So we definitely recommend it. We know that Dodger and Yoku both recommend it as well. I think Yoku does. I guess I didn't talk to him. I didn't ask him. But I know Dodger does. So you should
We'll just speak on behalf of Yoku.
On behalf of Yoku, we say go and read it. Russian.
Or watch it.
Watch it.
Go watch it.
Watch it. It's a good anime, too.
The OPs.
So good. So yes, let's talk, let's give the summary of the manga that we are reading next week.
The manhwa, you mean?
I know, I was trying to be sneaky and tricksty, but I was not. I was trying to be tricksty.
I'm trying to find which plot was about. That one. Okay. Are you ready for my bad English?
Uh-huh. Hit me.
Noblesse is about a powerful noble, Candace Istrama de Raisel, called Ray, who has been asleep. Who has been asleep for 820 years with no knowledge of mankind's advancements and scientific success,
black butt.
He has recently woken up in an abandoned building in South Korea and is starting to get used to the modern world. He goes to a school where he meets up with his loyal servant, Frankenstein. With Frankenstein's help, Ray rolls into HappiLeeErin High School. Horon High School? And inadvertently befriends Shinwoo, an athletic teenager, Ikhan, a computer geek, Yuna, Shinwoo's crush, and a few others. Noblesse follows the group often dangerous adventures against a secret organization while uncovering Ray's past. That was a horrible description.
There you go. Yep. Hugo Torito got it. Noblesse is what we are reading. The manhwa. It has been recommended to us numerous times. And we've decided, like, we always love reading manhwa. Our experience with manhwa has been limited to Tower of God, but Tower of God has been a fantastic manhwa. So, I've heard nothing but good things about Noblesse. So, I'm really excited. We decided, because we didn't quite figure out how the chapter. We decided right before this, Dazza and I, to do 6 chapters. You guys definitely let us know if you think that's too much, because we aren't 100% sure. Because sometimes manhwa chapters can be very deceiving. Like, we experienced this with Tower of God. And so if you guys have any idea about how many chapters would be better, you let us know in the chat right now, or tweet them at me using the hashtag MangaPod. So
MangaPod.
MangaPod, so that you can let us know. So, Yes, so that is what we are reading next week. Now we are going to shout out our stuff super duper fast. I am Erin of HappiLeeErin. You are here on my YouTube channel, right here. I do anime reviews and anime first impressions, as well as all the previous manga pods are hosted on my channel here. I also do mental health awareness videos and just random tag videos and whatever anime stuff I'm really into. I'm gonna be doing a Hunter x Hunter review coming up in the next few months because I got sucked into Hunter x Hunter and watched all 133 episodes of it in 16 days. It was just crazy. It's just crazy, but it's so good. It's so good, you guys. It's so good. If you'd like to see me tweet about Hunter x Hunter or Kuroko, then you can go ahead and follow me on Twitter. I also have Instagram, my anime list, Crunchyroll profile, Facebook, Tumblr, and a hummingbird. I use Hummingbird, Twitter, Instagram, and Tumblr. Most awesome. Also, I have an ask.fm, ask.fm/HappiLeeErin, where you can go and ask me questions, and I answer those, and it's really, really fun. But yeah, if you want any of our BT dubs, if you want any of our links, they're all in the description right down there for easy access. So yeah, go follow me on that shit, yo.
Yay. Hi, I'm the Dr. from Flying for Nippon. You can find me at youtube.com/flyingfornippon. I also have a second channel called youtube.com/thedrdazza, where I do other stuff like gaming and all that kind of stuff. You can also find me on Twitter at Dr. You can find me on Hummingbird, Dr. You can find me on Instagram, Dr. and on Tumblr, drdazza.tumblr.com.
Beautiful. Are you done?
I'm done.
Oh, beautiful. To shout out our lovely missing co-host, we have Dodger, who you can find on Press Art to Continue, where she does gaming news and Let's Plays, as well as Swords and Stitches, which she just started doing, and it's super awesome, so you should definitely go and check that out and support it. She also recently did a fist bumping through E3 video that is super awesome. You should see if you can spot me. I'm in there like 3 times. It's really awesome. She also has a YouTube channel called youtube.com/dexteritybonus, where she posts vlogs about her daily life and talks to her cats and eats food. She is currently in Portugal, and she is posting Portugal vlogs right now, which are super adorbs and really awesome. So you should definitely go check those out and tell her that we love her. If you would like to find her on social media, she is DexBonus all across the everywhere. Tweet at her, tell her she's fantastic, that she has great hair and beautiful face, and she's really funny. Tell her that we love her a lot and stuff. And then maybe you can also find her on Instagram, Tumblr, and Hummingbird. All of those are DexBonus. If you would like to find Yokorama, his channel is youtube.com/Yokorama Game Talk, where he does not talk about video games. He does all sorts of anime stuff, though I don't think he's posted anything on there for a while. He's been posting a lot of first impressions and videos on his Yokorama News. Yokorama News, right?
Where he doesn't actually
talk about news. But he's been posting a lot of first impressions on there, so you definitely go and check out his stuff and send him some love too. If you'd like to find him on social media, his Twitter account is Yokorama Talks, his Tumblr is just Yokorama, and his Hummingbird is simply Yokorama as well. So go and send both of those dudes all of the love and all of the hearts and tell them that we miss them so much.
Kind of.
I mean, I do. I miss them a lot. If you would like, hey Lou in the chat is scolding me for not doing his tag video yet. There's like 3 that I've been tagged to do and haven't done yet. I'll get to them, I promise. If you'd like more MangaPod, then you can go ahead and check out our subreddit, reddit.com/r/MangaPod. The schedule for all of the upcoming MangaPods are there. We are finishing up the current schedule next week, and then the new schedule will go into effect after that. It's really exciting. We're really looking forward to that. You can also find our stuff on iTunes. If you just click the link in the description down below, that'll take you to iTunes. So if you would like to talk to us about MangaPod or talk about MangaPod on Twitter, just go ahead and follow the hashtag MangaPod. That is how you'll be able to find out if there's any changes in schedule, if MangaPod's delayed, or MangaPod, like the link to MangaPods, it'll always get posted on Twitter before we go live, or like in the upcoming weeks, and we'll also send reminders, all sorts of fun stuff like that. So, thank you all. Did I forget anything?
I think you got it all.
Yeah! nailed it.
Did you say that we have an iTunes?
I did.
Did you say we had a subreddit?
I did. Were you not listening for the last, like, 4 minutes?
I wasn't, actually. I was on Facebook.
Fine. Thank you all so much for watching. This has been the HappiLeeDAZZA MangaPod, where we talked about Soul Eater. We really appreciate you guys coming into chat and talking with us and being respectful and not being rotten bacon butts and just being all around the best viewers in the entire world. We love you all so much. We'll be here same time, same place, 7:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time.
We hope.
Hopefully. No, we're doing it. We'll be here time, blah, 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 blah. YouTube.com/HappiLeeErin. We'll be here at 7:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time next week reading Noblesse. Probably first 46 chapters of it, unless people tell us that is way too much to read. So yeah, let us know.
Don't tell us it's too less, though. Don't tell us it's too less.
Yeah, don't tell us it's
too
less because we'll just read 20.
We're like, bitches,
Like,
we will read 23 instead.
You want to less? Halved. We're halving it. We love you guys so much, and we will see you next week. We hope you're having a fantastic day. Bye-bye.
Bye.